there it is. So the Eskimo. Yeah, it's been a little while with this phone. So where do I start, dude? Where do I even begin with this fan? So the Eskimo's gonna be leaving. Yeah, it's going bye-bye. I know that's kind of weird because this hasn't happened yet on the channel. Well, no, that's not true. It has happened. The pen crest, but there you go. There's the spirit. Yeah, so the Eskimo. It's been sitting in that corner for about a year. Yeah, about a year and a half. It's been sitting over there where you just saw it. This is the first time I've taken it out since the vintage box fan collection video where I had all the fans in the living room and whatever. That was recorded in like late 2024, I think, or something. So, yeah. No, late 2023. Man, I'm stupid. Yeah, this was last used in that vintage box fan collection video where I had them all in the living room. And that was the last time I think I ran it as well, to a degree. It's been there for a while. So I want to use this video not to necessarily be like, oh no, Eskimo, wah, sad. Like, no, it's more or less explaining why I'm getting rid of this and some other fans. It's not anything bad, it's actually a good thing. So this and a couple other fans in my collection, I'm just trying to downsize because there's fans that I find myself not using. I mean, literally, I said I was sitting there for like a year and a half. I don't use this fan. I hate to say it. If I'm not using it, I don't want it. It's taking up space, and I'm not justifying the space or the use of the fan. And someone out there can have more time with it and fun with it than I can, to be honest with you. And it's just, what do I have it for if it's just gonna sit there, I mean, yeah, I have a collection, but the point of the collection, I mean, yeah, you have a lot of fans, but do you use them, right? You need to use them at least, otherwise I'm just hoarding. And I'm not a hoarder, and I'm not going to be a hoarder. So if I can't use some of these, there's no reason to hold on to them. I'm just literally taking up space for no reason. It's just stupid, And I would much rather have the space for some other fans that I can use, or fans I've been trying to find, or like a wish list. I'd rather have a P21 than this, because I don't have a P21. I think that'd be cool, right? So it's a chance to get fans that I haven't had yet, and it's fans that I know I can probably use. This one I can't use. So the primary use for my fan collection is running them overnight. I need a fan to sleep, and I need the fans to run overnight on specifically low speed. And if the fans can't do that on low speed, then I have to find another use for it. And some fans, there's some that I can't use overnight that I'm not going to get rid of, like the Blue Bladed Galaxy or the Dominion. Like, they're not going to go anywhere. But, stuff like this, or the other fans I mentioned, there's reasons, and I'll get over why they can't run overnight. But they can't run overnight, and I can't have any other use for them. I can't find a use for them. And it's just wasting space, truthfully. I don't want them. If it's taking up space, I don't want them. So, yeah. And basically that's that. So this fan and the Manning Bauman, they buzz, which isn't good, and they're just not very efficient. They don't run well. I don't trust them unsupervised. So it's just, that's that. The K53 3rd Gen is way too quiet. I can't use a fan of it. If, you know, the thing is, I need a fan that's loud. You know, that's kind of another reason. And all my 3rd gens, all 3 of them are just dead silent on low. Like, they're just so quiet. You know, like, if I could turn this one on right now. It's on. Do you hear it? Do you hear the fan? I just turned it on. Do you hear it? See, that's what I'm talking about. I can't use that overnight because I can't. I mean, I need it to drown out the noise, but also I also need the noise to help me sleep as well. It's running. I'm not kidding. I wasn't making that up. So, yeah, that spin down is not good. So, if they're too quiet, I can't use them. If they have motor problems, I can't use them either. And the Toastmaster, the brown one, the bearings are like no good. The fan makes this egregious noise when the bearings warm up. It's just, nothing I can do about it. I don't care. So it's gonna have to go bye-bye. I can't. I've tried to fix it a million times. I don't care anymore. So, yeah. So that's that. I'm not necessarily saying there's things wrong with the fan, like that they're no good or like they should be parted out. They should not be parted out by any means. The fans are still usable, just not for my preference. And that's not I don't want these to be parted out. That is not at all what I'm looking for. I want the fans to still be able to be used, but there's an application for them that I can't use them for, right? Like the Toastmaster runs fine on high or medium. It's just on low it makes that annoying noise, right? Or like this fan's okay. You just have to, you know, with supervision, and you're just, as long as you're doing the rest of the maintenance on the motor and you varnish it more and more, it'll probably be okay. It'll probably be fine. But, or like the Manning Bauman, same thing. If you really just pay attention and supervise and take care of them, they should be okay. It's just, I don't have the patience. I don't care. I have 34 now, actually like 35, 36 fans. I can't, like, I have so many to take care of. I can't be sitting here babysitting the Eskimo, babysitting the Manning Bauman thing. Oh, do you need another drop of oil? You know, do you want me to change your diaper? Like, I don't have time for that. I need, you know, I don't need like toddlers. I need like adults in the collection. I know that sounds really out of context. The fans I need them to be independent. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't want these little, you know, you gotta give them the baby bottle and baby them. I can't have that, okay? I'm not crapping on the fans. I'm just saying that there's some that are like that. They need that care, and I just can't. If I finally had a couple fans in the collection, I wouldn't mind doing it. But with 36, I mean, I can't keep up. I just can't. It's not possible. I mean, I'm trying to right now. I mean, I still can't. I mean, there's like 7 projects I'm trying to do at once right now. It's out of control, you know? But, I don't know. So, it's just, that's kind of the thing. There's someone out there that has a better use and application for this fan that would love to have it. And I am not that person anymore. And I want to pass it off to someone else that will enjoy the fan. So, I got this comment on my channel a couple days ago, probably more like a week ago, on the Where Have I Been Again video. In that video I also talked about which fans I was going to get rid of, and a viewer of mine out there caught the eye that I was going to get rid of my Eskimo, and you know, there was an interest in that, so I think his mother left a comment or whatever, and so this fan will be going to him. He had first dibs on it, so it's going to him. So yeah, shout out to Ben for taking the Eskimo, or going to take the Eskimo off of me. I've been talking to his mother over email and whatever, and it's just, he's really into my content, it looks like, and I was just impressed with how much attention to detail he had. He made it like a video for me on his channel, and he like remembered what I like and don't like, and I was just astonished. In truth, I didn't think anyone cared about my content. I was just like, yeah, you know, like no one cares. It's you know, these dumb box fan videos, like no one actually cares, right? Apparently someone does, so it's kind of refreshing to see like, hey, someone actually cares after all. So, I mean, the Eskimo is not like the best fan of my collection, but so I felt kind of bad that that's what he wanted, but yeah, again, that's by my standard. I mean, he'd love to have it. I don't love to have it, so. But that's not gonna stop me from taking care of it. I mean, that's what this video is gonna be. We're gonna just check up on the fan. I'm gonna make sure everything's good before I give it to him, because I'm gonna give him a good fan. I'm not gonna give him garbage. I mean, the fan's already the fan's pretty much like trash already, so it's like, you know, but I'm gonna try to make sure it's not there. I think he partially wants it because it was mine. It was my fan, and I can understand that. You know, I have one of Bo Mitchell's fans behind me. You know, I grew up watching his stuff, so it's like I have one of literally Bo Mitchell's box fans in my collection, so it feels cool. I can imagine that's what it's gonna feel like for Ben here. So, acknowledging that experience, I'm gonna try and do, you know, and make sure the fan's in good working order for him. And yeah. Oh, the spin down's actually pretty good on that. So. So yeah, I made sure that him and his mother were aware that the fan is buzzing and it's got some issues. It's not perfect. There's things that I just can't really thin out, unfortunately. It's just, I already varnished it like 2 or 3 times. There's nothing I can do. It's gonna keep doing that. I need a thicker varnish, and I don't have it, so. And now I'm not gonna waste the time to go and try and buy it, because I don't know what varnish to find. I don't know which one is the best for the fans, and I'm not gonna, you know, roll the dice and put the wrong varnish on it and kill the motor and then give it to him with a bad motor. You know what I mean? It's better off if I just give it to him like this, because I know it's at least okay like this. But whatever, you know, it's fine. So yeah, so that's basically that. The Eskimo is going to be leaving. I don't know where it's going. I think I'm like shipping it to like somewhere in Ohio. So it's yeah. I'm glad that the Eskimo is going to go, because in truth, the fan, it's not being used. I'm not using it. Like, there's no relationship here. Like, I'm not using the fan. There's no connection. There's nothing here. It's just the fan sitting there rotting in the corner. I'm not acknowledging it ever. So it's like, I'm not helping the fan and I'm not helping myself, because the fan, I mean, yeah, maybe I'm preserving it by not putting wear and tear on it. But, you know, I mean, what's the point? Ben, if you're watching this, the fan should be okay for you, should be just fine. I know it's buzzing, and I know I kind of treat the fan as if it's some, like, inferior being. It's not. It's just, I'm not really a big fan of Edison, mostly because of my experience. I've had a lot of bad experiences with Edison stuff, like Manny Bauman, the Toastmaster, right, this fan. And then the one upstairs, the regular Edison with the wood grain cabinet, that one just, it rattles and bounces all over the place. I mean, it's a good fan, but it's like, I mean, you have to put popsicle sticks and all this garbage in the grill to make it like so it doesn't rattle. It's just tedious. Like the Lakewoods, the Lascos, like the Super Electric, Dominion, like the other fans don't need that. The Cal Airs are fine. The third gens don't even need any of that treatment. So it's like, only the Edison stuff seems to be the problematic stuff, and it's because of that experience, especially with the first generation motors that they have, they're total trash, that I just kind of have this like negativity towards them. They're good fans, they're good quality, they're built well. You should be fine with it, it should be okay. Just keep an eye on it, you know, just monitor it. And if you're gonna use it, I wouldn't really use it overnight. I don't really recommend that. I would use this as like a daytime fan or something like that. You know, I mean, it runs fine. It's just the buzzing on the startup is a little out of control. I did what I could. I did oiling, I did motor work, I did everything else, the varnishing, you know, the oil clean out specifically. And it's just it doesn't want to get there. It doesn't want to get to that point where it's just fine. So I don't know. At this point, it's just beyond what I can do. I don't care. I think I even brought either this fan or the Manning Bauman. I brought one of those to the motor specialist guy, that Pauly guy, and even he said that there's not really anything that can be done. But he said that the motors were fine. It's just they're old and they're gonna do that. So whatever. So yeah, I'm not trying to scare you. I'm not trying to say that, oh, it's gonna die. Like, no, it should be okay. It's just, you know, be cautious. Take care of it. If it does die, I don't know. I mean, in the vein that I don't think this will happen. I'm just saying in the event, so that way it's on record somewhere. If it does die, try to hold on to it, or let me know, and I will try and, you know, I'll even probably buy you another one if you want. You know, I don't care. Just let me know. Just don't throw it away. I did put a lot of work into this fan. I did restore this one. I tried to find the video on my channel. I guess I never made one. I don't know what happened to it. I did restore this fan, obviously, because it's repainted, but try to hold on to it. Try to take care of it. I want to be able to say that I sent the fan to a better place. And, you know, like my Pencrest, I know I sent it to Bill Mitchell, so I trust him. It's okay with him. You know, and like I said, I have his number. Him and I still talk. So if there's anything wrong with it, we can keep in touch. Same with you and I. You know, we can keep in touch as well. Just try to hold on to the fan. I'm sure you will. It's not saying anything. I'm just letting you know because I want the fan to have the best care that it can get. Because nowadays, I mean, if you go online, like you see collectors, they're quick to part fans out. They're quick to just throw them out or do something else with them. And I don't really like doing that. I try to salvage and I try to save everything, like every single component possible. That's just me, but you know, we're getting to the day and age where like these are going to get harder and harder to find eventually, and if we don't preserve them, they're not going to last. You know what I mean? So, and Ben, I've seen your stuff. You're a good kid. I trust you. You got this under control. And that's why I'm sending it to you. If I didn't do that, I wouldn't even have responded to the comment. So I trust you, and I'm putting my faith in you, so she's yours whenever I mail that. But yeah, so I just wanted to get that out of the way. The fan is okay. It's just, you know, whatever. It was a project fan, you know, and I guess you could kind of call it a celebrity fan because it was on YouTube. You know, how many vintage box fans can say that, right? Unless you're like Bull Mitchell or someone else that has like, or Jordan Yu or Tori the Fan Man or who else? Not any other big names I'm not thinking of. Like, you know, these fans, like, and they're on YouTube frequently. You know, in my fan collection, like, they're all on YouTube frequently. So it's like, we got like, it's like the celebrity collection here. We got like the Waltons, Brady Bunch. It's that Brady Bunch collection, you know what I mean? So, it's a reality TV. That's pretty much what it is. But, yeah, so I'm more than happy to give it to you. And I'm glad that you'll be able to enjoy it, and yeah, hopefully I hope that the fan treats you well, because I don't control what the fan does, so you know, hopefully the fan behaves. But yeah, so then we can, without further ado, let's run this and take a look at it, and then I'm going to tell a story about how I got the fan. And I'm just going to kind of give a rundown. I'm not trying to like drag this on. It's just this fan has a really weird story, and I do want to talk about it. And I figured this fan and I, like, I'm being serious. Like, this fan and I have this weird history, and I haven't really talked about it on camera before. And I want to just get it on camera, and I think that would be kind of neat and cool. And yeah. So yeah. I got fresh, brand new paper towels right here, making sure everything's nice and clean, that I don't scratch the cabinet or anything. Alright, here's high. Man, it's been so long, dude. Well, the buzzing actually got better. It's not that bad. Yeah. Still as strong as it used to be. Same thing. I'll put it on that roller cart thing and we'll run it there too, because when it's near the wall like this, it's not gonna have the same performance. Yeah, definitely sounds a little funny on low. Here's high. Spin down. I am genuinely curious. I have not seen a spin down in forever. It's actually pretty good. That's actually pretty good. Yeah. That's a good spin down. So, yeah, it looks like the fan's better than when I last heard it. The buzzing isn't as bad as last time. I'm not sure. Maybe it's just because it was sitting idle for so long. But, yeah. Yeah, those windings look a little funny. The motor's still wet. Still got oil in it. Still got fresh oil. So, that's not a problem. Well, I mean, I would hope so. It's been just sitting still. I think I oiled it and then I just put it away and I never did anything with it, so. And I'll oil it again before I give it to you, so that way it's, you know, up and running. And obviously, I think you already know, I trust you, but this oil or Zoom Spout, but this oil is probably the better oil since this is a heavier load. So it's a larger amperage and a heavier blade load, so having a bit of a thicker oil like the 3-in-1 Blue Can would be probably better suited for this. Plus, I think that's what's in here now, so I don't want to mix the oil too much. But, and if you don't have any oil, let me know. I'll literally just buy you some and mail it to your house if you want, so don't care. You know, don't mind. I just wish the paint job was a little bit better. I could have done better with the paint, but so yeah. Another thing is the handle. So this is the rope handle that me and my grandfather put on. It's the same rope as my S223, so that's cool. It does have the original handle. I don't know where that went. I haven't seen the handle in like 2 years. I don't know where that went. I know I didn't throw it away. It's probably in a box somewhere. I'll try and look for it, but if I don't find it, I mean, if I can't find it, I can't find it. I don't know where it went. You know, it might be at like my parents' house still somewhere. I don't know. So I'll have to try and look for it. I don't know, but you know, I don't want you to be like, oh, you know, he didn't give me the handle. I don't know. I'm gonna look for it. If I don't see it, I don't know. But yeah. Spin down's pretty good. Let's get a close up of this. I don't think this fan's ever been on this like table. It's the first time I ever put this here. Yeah, and here's another thing, like, all these Eskimos, they all buzz. They all do that. It's just the way the motors are. You know, I talked to some collectors on that fan forum. They all said the same thing. They're all, you know, these are made by the Bursted MFG Co. Their motors, that's just the way they are. They're going to buzz. It doesn't necessarily mean something bad. It just, the motor's going to run a little bit hotter. and I just don't want to run it unsupervised. That's just, you know, for safety for me. And that's my recommendation for you. But because I don't want you, you know, I don't want anything bad happening over a fan. But yeah, you see that winding right there is really dark. So that's the main lead winding. It looks pretty charred. I don't know what happened to it. It just probably got used a lot. But you can see everything in there is still shiny. So there's still oil in the back shaft. So I'm impressed. And the spin down's really good. I'm shocked. So that's very good for this fan. But yeah. See how this startup is on low. Man, I'm not gonna lie, it does sound kind of cool. And the buzzing does seem to fade away once it gets up to speed, but... And it runs really well on low. The cord and everything. This is a nice cord. It's the original, so it's fine. Everything looks pretty good. Just before I give it to you, I'll check all the wiring and I'll check everything. Make sure it's safe and we're all good to go. And yeah. I would try and get this just repainted professionally with that shop. The only thing is, and if I did that, I would lose the rope handle. And this would probably get damaged, so... Unfortunately, I don't think I can get it repainted again for you. But I don't know. I think this is the cooler color because the fan has had this color for the longest time in my collection, and then, you know, this adds to, you know, the restoration and what I've done to it. But yeah. It's got all new screws as well, which is nice. It's really not a bad fan. I'm not even kidding. It's really good. Considering, you know, I don't really care about these types of Edisons. Considering that, like, I took good care of it. So, yeah. So now we can get into the story. And I was just trying to say everything else I wanted to say first, and I think I did, so that's good. So, the story. I swear, the head keeps getting... I don't even know how that got on my head. These jump cuts, like every time I cut the video and I jump cut to the next thing, something changes, like the... I got this in the summer of 2019, okay? So this will be almost 6 years that I've had this fan. And since I had it, I didn't really like work on it. I just kind of held on to it because at that time my parents were in the process of moving, so I didn't do anything with the fan. And when we finally moved and got settled in, which is around the time I started my channel, and I was just doing like Nerf stuff and whatever, the fan was just sitting in the basement. So then in the summer of 2020, we had a yard sale, and I was trying to get rid of some fans, some smaller junky ones, and I actually put the Eskimo out there because I was like, at the time, like I said, I didn't restore it right away. It was just dirty. I didn't even think about restoring it, to be honest. I just left it. And I was just like, maybe I'll just sell it because I don't want it. And I had so many fans I was selling that I numbered each fan. So each fan had a number. And this fan was number 1. I don't know why. I didn't do that. I didn't do that by any sort of like purpose. It was just, that's what happened. And so the reason why I labeled each fan with a number is because we posted the yard sale on like Craigslist and some other whatever, and we had like listings, like we would number each thing from each like section or like table. So my stuff, like my fans, was numbered, and then stuff like from like one of these tables was numbered. So like number 7 might be like a waffle maker, number 8 might be a pair of shoes, right? For me, it was just the fans I was getting rid of, so I numbered the fans, and the Eskimo just happened to be number 1. So ever since then, I just kind of thought that was a cool, like, it's number one, you know, it's the number one thing, I don't know. No one bought the fan, obviously, so it went back in the basement for another year. Then in the summer of 2021, my parents were trying to clean out the basement, and I, you know, was like, okay, well, I should probably just get rid of it once and for all, you know. So I tried to throw it out. I put it by the side of the road. I know, it was 2021, so cut me some slack. I was brain dead at the time. And why is there a receipt in my... Yeah, so I tried to throw the fan away. And I kind of regretted doing that, and no one obviously took it. So the next day I took it back, and I decided I'm probably just going to try and fix it. And so that's what I did. So later that summer, 2021, I thought I made this a video. Apparently I didn't. I restored this whole fan, and we got it repainted. The whole thing was like rusted. There's no footage or anything on the channel of this, but the whole thing was just rusted. And yeah, I repainted the grills, repainted the cabinet, cleaned the blades. I cleaned the whole fan and did all that work. It had the original handle, but I think the screws were rusted or it was cracked or something. I didn't want to break it, so as a sort of way of, you know, preserving it, I took the handle off and we put a rope handle in there. Again, I don't know where that rope, I don't know where the original handle went. So it might be in one of those boxes over there. It could be upstairs. I have no idea. I really don't know. I haven't seen it in so long. I hope I find it. I would like to find it, but I don't know. But, so I restored it. And that was that. And the buzzing was just the buzzing. I didn't think much of it until I got my 77 model, my 1977 Liquid S2D3 in the rare peach color. And that fan was buzzing. But I didn't know still. So what happened was, since I got that fan, I was just watching some other videos, and Tori the Fan Man happened to have an S2D3 like 2nd gen or something, and his was buzzing too, and he made a comment on it in the video, and he said, this fan's buzzing, and that means the motor's gonna die soon, and I'm not sure what to do, or something like that. I'll have to find the video, maybe I'll even clip it in here, I don't know yet, but... So I saw that, and I'm like, oh, my S2D3, or 77 model, mine was buzzing, and it sounds just like his, and if he says his is going to die because of it, I should probably figure out how to fix mine. So then I learned, this was like later on, then I learned, oh, the buzzing is a bad thing. So I'm like, great. And obviously this fan was buzzing, so... Because of that, this fan kind of just never got used because I was trying to fix that and the 77 model. I never used them. Because, you know, I didn't know how to fix it right away. That wasn't until, like... I don't think I fixed that until, like, the next year. Like, I think that was, like, sometime in 2022, I think I finally cracked down on it. I think that was, like, February or March. I think it was, like, late March 2022. I finally found the varnish and did the work. And then I think it was summer of 2022 that I varnished this fan. Or one of the times I varnished it. And, yeah. So yeah, so this fan, I basically tried to get rid of it before. It was in a yard sale, then it went by the side of the road. No one ever took it, no one wanted it, and nothing ever happened. So, I feel kind of bad. I feel like I kind of mistreated the fan since I had it. Granted, I was a lot younger and I was inexperienced and I didn't know what I was doing. But, you know, what can I say? History is history. It happened. So, you know, I'm ashamed that I tried to throw something like this away. I really, I mean, I'm glad I got it and saved it, but I'm just, you know. So ever since then, I've kind of had some respect for this fan. You know, this fan was always number one, and I had a cool thing with it. You know, none of these fans have that kind of nickname. You know, this had the number one, like it was just kind of a cool, the Eskimo's number one, you know, it was just like a weird thing going on. And, yeah. So, and then so after that, I mean, history was history. I never worked on the fan again. I don't know when the last time I was in that, you know, inside working on that motor, but it's been so long, I don't even know. And to be honest with you, it's just, like I said, I couldn't use it because it was buzzing. I never used it, never cared. Buzzing isn't as bad as people think. It doesn't mean the fan's gonna die. Like, it doesn't mean like, how do I explain this? The buzzing doesn't mean the fan's gonna die in 2 weeks. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh, the days are numbered. You know, no. It's the buzzing means there's a loose winding, which means there's electricity that's basically like kind of escaping because it's not going to the fan. It's not being used to turn the rotor. And what happens then is the other windings and everything else has to kind of, you know, replace what it's losing, and then it creates more heat. And what it does is it just creates more heat, more stress, puts more stress on the motor, and eventually you're going to get closer to death. Because the buzzing will inevitably get worse. But with varnish, which is basically like a spray-on like glue, it basically is sprayed in there, it's like a liquid, and it gets in the linings, and then it starts to get hard, like really hard, like almost like an epoxy. And it's supposed to do that on purpose because it keeps each strand of the windings together. And they varnish them at the factory, but over, you know, years and years and years, the varnish will wear off. So around this time, you know, some of these fans are going to need it. It's, you know, it's been like 50 years. Some of them are going to need it. It's not a big deal. But, yeah. The reason why when I varnish this fan, I'm like, well, did you varnish it before? And why is it still buzzing? Well, it's hard to say. It could be something more on the inside of the windings. It could be just multiple windings that are loose. I don't really know. You can use a thicker varnish too. That could help. I noticed the windings do look a little funny compared to the rest of them that I've seen. Because this fan has really wide windings for some reason. The winding should be like tall and skinny. And this one's like kind of wide. I don't know why they're like that. And when you have them wide like that, it's more room for error. Because when they're tighter this way, it's hard to explain, but it's just trust me, the way that these fans are wound, it's incorrect. And if you look at the other Edison motors from later on, you can see that they changed that, and they started to change it to make it look more like a Macmillan, because, you know, that doesn't work. And it's just, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure if you just keep varnishing it over and over and over and over again, or if you use like a brush on varnish or something thicker, maybe you'll fix it. I don't know. It's risky because I don't know what the varnishes they buy out there for this, and I don't know if anyone really else knows. You know, I brought this to the forum before. I've talked to other people, like, hey, help me get rid of this buzzing. People are like, oh, it is what it is. And it's like, well, that doesn't help anybody when you're just lazy. You know, they're just like, well, they always buzz. They all do that. It's like, I get that. They all buzz. That's great. Because probably the varnish that Edison uses probably wears away after like 30 years, opposed to like the rest that last longer, right? So no wonder they all buzz. That doesn't mean it's normal. It just means that the varnish they use is worse at the factory, and that we need to replace it more often or sooner. So by saying, well, they all do that, it's normal. No, it's not normal. A motor is not supposed to buzz. I don't know. So You know, people can be, I'm not trying to, you know, harp on anybody, but it's just, when I reach out for help and that's the answer I get, I can't fix the fan. When my knowledge has a limit, and when I go to other sources and other people, and people just don't help, I can't fix it. So I've tried my best with this fan. It's gonna be the way it's gonna be. There's nothing I can do about it. So Ben, hopefully you enjoy it. I hope that it's gonna be good for you, and I hope hope you're happy with it. I mean, to be honest with you, it's just, I don't care about the Eskimo for me, so it's hard for me to be like, whatever. I hope you enjoy it. I mean, I'm sure you'll like it probably because it's mine and I can see why. And yeah, I just hope I mean, even at the worst, it's a cool, like, kind of decoration in the room. It just adds to the room, you know what I mean? It's like an old piece, and since it's restored and it looks kind of nice, you know, I think it adds a lot to the room. You know, so even if it dies, you know, it'll still look kind of cool. But, yeah, so, I mean, that's all I gotta really say. I don't really know how to end this. It's kind of a weird video because it's the last time this fan's gonna be on this channel. And, I don't know, I mean, I said I was gonna look at it more in depth, but to be honest with you, I'm not sure what to do. It's number one. It'll always be number one. Doesn't matter what. This fan will always be number one. No one else is gonna get that tag on it. You know? This fan, the Eskimo, will always be number one. This is the way it's gonna be. Nothing can defeat that. It's kind of a sad video if I'm being honest. But I'm gonna get used to it because this is one of like 6 fans that's gotta go, so this is just the first round of it. Now they say God doesn't take things without replacing, right? So, you know, I might get rid of all these fans and maybe I'll find some cooler ones, you know? I mean, that's the thing, it's like I'm kind of full as far as space goes, so the good news is if I get rid of some of these, I can get some fans I've never had before. You know, like a P48 or something like, yeah, I know everyone wants a P48, but it's like, I don't have one, I never had one. A P23, believe it or not, I've never had a P23. I know, I don't know how I manage that. P21, like, I never had those. You know, I've had like an S23, so I can kind of relate, but, you know, I kind of want to just experiment. I want to have, I'm not saying I want to have every fan, but I want to be able to experience a little bit of everything. You know, I got the Super Electric, I got a Dominion, I got a very good variety. I try to have variety in my collection. Right, that's why I'm going to try to hold on to at least one of my 3rd gens, because I want the variety, you know. Try to get variety. I try to look for the rare oddballs and still maintain the variety, so I have like a nice, colorful, good collection. You know, if I just had a bunch of Lakewood 2nd gens, I mean, what's that going to do? You know, what am I achieving? Nothing. I've already owned this in the Manning Bauman, so I can't say I haven't had variety. I've had the fans already. I've experienced them. I know that I don't really like them, and I want to try and get rid of them because they just don't tickle my fancy. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is going to be the last time the Eskimo's on the channel. So, goodbye, Eskimo. That sounded like it. So, it's kind of sad, dude. It's just weird. You know, it's like saying goodbye to an old friend, you know? It's the way it is. But, I guess I'll just end it like I always do. See you guys in the next one, I guess. Alright, so it's been a couple weeks. I reused the box from another fan that I got. And, yeah, that was for, Wendy's fan, I think. That's that box. But, fan's packed up pretty well. Got some spacers and stuff. I haven't like closed the box up 100%. I ripped it for that other fan when I got that, so I gotta undo the ripping. But yeah. So this is the last official anything of the Eskimo on this channel. This is the last. It's the last of it. There it is. I even double wrapped the knob so if any impact hits it, it won't hurt the knob, hopefully. Let's hope it gets there safe. But yeah, there it is. I think his name is Ben, so shout out to Ben. If you're watching this, I know that's gonna make you feel cool, but that's something stupid. I'm gonna have to cut that out, but